What's up guys, and welcome back to Empire Total War. And yeah, last week we made a few gains, but I think in total we actually probably lost more than we gained, because we lost Algeria. And we're probably about to lose Tunisia, to be honest, as well. We also lost Istanbul. So that was a bit of an issue, and it's all rebels that have taken it over. Yeah, basically, as I said last week, I think I've been kind of expanding a bit too quickly in Europe and spreading my forces a bit too thin. I knew this was probably going to happen. Didn't really expect this one to happen, or Sofia actually lost Bulgaria as well. And as you can see, the Austrians are making quick way towards it to try and get it from us. So, well, from the Slav rebels that have moved in. So we're probably going to have to just accept the fact that that's gone and see if we can get Istanbul back. That's our main focus. They've somehow managed to recruit the entire city to be on their side, so it's looking like it's going to be just over a 50-50 battle in our favour. They've got way more men than us, but a lot of them are just like, yeah, mob. So absolutely nothing. Like, they're just men with swords. I don't even think these guys have guns. Like, they've got what, like 270 men with guns, and that's about it. Oh no, sorry, 360 men with guns, and the rest have just got swords. So it should be pretty easy for us to take it, but the game's been a bit, like, not too sure. So we'll continue the siege. We have some cannons on their way. I'm very doubtful they'll actually make it, because these guys who attacked us last week are probably going to attack them and kill them all. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I don't reckon these guys are actually going to make it to Istanbul, which is kind of annoying, because I think if we got our cannons there, we'd stand a far greater chance of being able to take the city back a hell of a lot easier than we are currently situated. But yeah, that was pretty much everything that happened really last week. I mean, in America, we saw off the Quebec rebels, or not rebels, just Quebec. Actually, I was told that I was pronouncing it wrong. Because it's French, it's not whatever I was calling them, Quebecios or whatever. It's Quebecois, I believe. So I was informed of that last week. But nevertheless, the Quebecois will be dead in very, very quick manner, hopefully. And we shall continue our march. I think we'll probably look at heading up to Detroit first, and then probably just go straight for Montreal in Quebec itself. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't really know how heavily defended these sort of places are. That's probably going to be the biggest question mark on this whole situation. If I can get through Detroit pretty quickly and still have my army pretty well intact, then I think Montreal should be an easy take. But we won't know until we get up there, and it's probably going to take us about 4 or 5 turns to get up there. Just the state of the road network in America is not great, so it's going to take us a bit of time to make our way all the way up there. I was also informed last week that I was calling the Barbary States the Barbary Straits, which yeah, I don't know why I've been calling them the Barbary Straits. This is something I got in my head like years ago, back when I was playing this years and years ago. I just, for some reason, just when I saw their name, just in my mind, then Straits for some reason. They are in fact the Barbary States, and I actually knew that because I googled them like 2 weeks ago, and I saw that they were states, and it still just kept calling them Straits. But that doesn't matter anymore because they're gone, so we don't have to worry about it. Unless they somehow manage to make a return somewhere, which I highly doubt, and hopefully they don't. But yeah, we don't have to worry about them anymore because we've eradicated them. And in India, not much has changed. In the last couple of weeks, we took over Cuttack and Calcutta. We got kicked out of Mysore, took over Joya, and last week, was it last week? 2 weeks ago, can't remember. I think it was last week. We took over Hyderabad. So we now have that. Might have been 2 weeks ago, actually. Anyway, we took it over, and we've pretty much just stopped there. We've not really done any moves towards trying to take Satara, or anywhere else for that matter. So we might have to sort of look at moving around, trying to... I think actually this week's probably going to be a bit of just sort of fixing everything, building, reconstructing everything, and just building our forces, because there's not much to do, to be honest. Well, there's plenty to do, but I don't really want to have a situation like I've got currently in Europe, where everybody is just rebelling constantly, and it's even more of a hassle, because not only are you fighting wars with other countries, you're then having to fight wars inside your own country at the same time, and it's just spreads your forces far too thinly. Having said about wars, this guy is coming down here, so I expect him to attack us in the next turn, which, yeah, I think he might struggle, to be honest. We've got a pretty hefty army inside Calcutta, and I don't really think he has all that many good units. I don't really know much about the Indian units, to be honest, so they, yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. They might be absolutely amazing, maybe not. We'll probably win, because we've got a city and walls and more men. But, yeah, as for Europe goes, I think we'll just sort of maintain where we are. I will, however, look at trying to take over, trying to take over Texas now, because our army is pretty hefty. It's not as big as it could be. We could have another couple of units, but I think it's in a good position to send over towards Texas. So where's our fleet gone? Right, so I just went around and spent all my money just basically repairing everything. So we've got no money, so we'll end turn again. We'll get attacked in Calcutta, but that's pretty much to be expected. So interestingly, the Marathas decided not to directly attack us. They're just still raiding everything. They've got another very small army by the looks of things making its way towards us. So I might just attack them in the open. I think we've got the numbers to beat them quite easily. So we'll see what... You've come all the way around here just to attack like 2 ships. Just run away. And now these guys are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, well, I'll resolve that. Well, we've somehow managed to get away with the ship. I'm not really sure how that managed. Oh, well, right, okay, of course. Somehow, it claimed that we still had a ship left, but that was enough to sink us, so yeah, whatever. Alright, Eckhard and Tonson. Let's go and have a little IQ test, shall we? Because, frankly, you're a moron, right? You're attacking Stockholm, which currently have 1,300 men situated inside it. You have 400, most of which are horses and cannons. I mean, the cannons will do a decent job, but, I mean, why? That tells the whole story, honestly. They're still alive as well. They got away with 145 men. This just keeps happening. They keep attacking us. We keep, like, winning the battle. They didn't actually attack our cannons. That's brilliant. Alright, cheers for that. Yeah, they keep attacking us. We win, but then they somehow still manage to get away with a load of men still around. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. But they'll be back, and we shall continue to murder them all every time they come back. The frame rate is having an absolute disaster at the moment. They never attacked our cannons, which gives us a very good advantage, so we'll just come up here, merge with these guys, and attack Istanbul back. Yeah, it's still showing it pretty 50-50. It's a wee bit in our favour, but it's not stupidly in our favour. So I might have to fight this myself, just to be 100% certain of victory. Actually, it's been quite a while since I actually fought a place to take it over. I've been fighting a lot of defensive battles recently, but I haven't actually fought many attacking battles where I'm actually trying to take a fort off somebody. So yeah, we'll see if we can remember how to do it. Right, so it's foggy as fuck, which is absolutely brilliant. Right, where's our cannons? There. Shall it's putting us in an absolutely atrocious position. I might move my men around this castle. The fort's in a very good position, actually. It's up on top of a hill, which means that anywhere I put my men, I'm always going to be trying to come up a hill towards them, which is going to make this attack pretty challenging. Given especially I'm trying to get my cannons in a position where I can actually see the walls, and there's not many locations. Right, I think this probably works the best. So I shall position my cannons here. Shall unlumber, and we shall start the battle. Right, if you could bombard the wall. Already on 15 damage, not bad. Right, they do have cannons shooting back at us, which is a bit of an issue, but we shall bravely soldier on, and just imagine that they're not actually shooting cannonballs at us, and just stand our ground, because, well, they're having an absolutely atrocious time trying to hit us. I'm going to send these guys around the back, because they're so preoccupied on this side of the wall, they've got nobody over here to actually stop us from getting up on the wall if we manage to get across there. Right, our men have made it to the wall. They have absolutely no idea. They've sent men away, well, they're sending them back now. They've finally realised that they've got men on their walls. Right, how's this wall coming? 86%. Come on, if you could damage that a little bit more, that'd be quite nice. These guys are doing an alright job, but they've got literally the entire enemy army coming. Oh my god, look at them! Swarming their way across. We really need to get this wall down sharpish. We're on 91 damage. I think if we got like a really direct hit, we would actually take it out. Look at this absolute cluster that's going on down here. I've got grenadiers on this little bit here, but they're just refusing to use their grenades, which is making life absolutely nightmare. Because if they could throw grenades in there, look, I mean, it'd be absolute anarchy. Just look at it. Just look at it. That I've seen a lot of clusters in this game, but that has got to take the biscuit. It really does. That is absolutely outrageous. Anyway, how's this wall coming? Is it down yet? 99% damage. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Your first hit. When we started this battle, you hit the wall once and did 15 damage. Since then, it's taken you an absolute age to put any sort of damage on it. So if you could speed this shit up a bit. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I think it's been compacted enough. Like, you're not even putting it in full weight. You're putting it in about 2 inches. That's your problem. It's got to go right down the back of the gun. Idiot. Right. Fire. What the fuck are you aiming at? We've got a group of men running away already. I think there's only 3 of them left, to be fair. But, nevertheless, they're running away. They have made it up onto the wall. This is our opportunity. If we could get this wall down, we'd be able to burst our way in there. I'm going to take the centre of the city. Right, you going to fire this time? Possibly actually aim at the wall? Would be nice. Come on. Go on, go on. There we go. That's it. That's the wall down. Yeah, our other men are running away as well now. I mean, it's distracted them quite a bit, but if we could have been attacking them there and get our men in this wall at the same time, it would have been so much better. But nevertheless, we've got the wall down. We're going to make our way into the city. Interestingly, they have now just left all of their men, all like 3 billion of them, just standing on this wall. So I'm not really sure what their purpose is now being used as. They're just kind of standing there, not doing anything. Right, so we've commandeered this burning building. So, I mean, hopefully the fire doesn't cause us all to die, which, I mean, in reality it probably would this game. Not really sure. I mean, there is fire there, but it doesn't seem to be putting anybody off going into the building. We're getting them to run away. We're definitely getting them to run away. You can't even see these guys because they don't have like a thing above them. I don't know where their like little flag is, but they were just standing there in a big row and I couldn't see them at all because of the fog. Not sure where their general is. I think this is them here, so I might be able to try and hopefully focus on him. Send in the pikemen to go and charge the horses. Hopefully absolute chaos will ensue. They're getting shot now as well. Yeah, their general is about to be brutally murdered by a pike. Where is he? Try to work out which one's him. This guy, possibly? This guy. Yeah, this guy. This guy. Go on. Pike him! Pike him to death! He's right in the... Look at all the pikes around him. Surely one of them can hit him. Come on. Come on. Prick the prick. Come on. There we go. That's it. That's it. Deed. Enemy general's gone. Buttress de Deed. Right. Hopefully that should make everyone run away. And it is. They are all clearing off. They have absolutely... No... Yeah, there we go. No desire to keep fighting. A heroic victory. I mean, it was in our favour. It really was. They had more men than us, but we definitely had the better units, so... Yeah. I mean... We could have probably auto-resolved it and we would have probably got that result, but... I really didn't want to risk it. I mean, it was a pretty stupid fight in the first place. I really, like... didn't really do much in the way of tactics whatsoever in that battle. I just kind of chucked everyone at it and hoped for the best, and it worked. So we now have Istanbul back. Hopefully we don't lose it again anytime soon. We shall recruit ourselves a general while we're at it. Fix all of that. There we go. Hopefully Istanbul. The Austrians have taken Bulgaria, so we've lost that forever until, well, maybe not forever, but until we attack the Austrians, it's not going to come back to us unless they rebel and take the Slavs rebel and take it back from the Austrians, which is a possibility. But I really wanted to keep this region of Istanbul because it's such a big city, and I really didn't want somebody else having it. Like, I didn't want the Austrians taking it, because then, you know, it's a big advantage for them to have a city that size. Persians? Wild Persians making their way across here, so not really sure, like, where they're coming from. Why is there a Persian army? Like, why are you there? How did you get there? Are you at war with the Ottomans? I mean, they probably are, given they share, like, 80% of their border with the Ottomans. It's probably the only thing that they can really do is go to war with them. But why are you there? Like, what's your purpose? Better not be coming this way. Right, we'll also take these guys, we'll put them on the ship finally, and I'll actually remember this time to place them on the ship rather than just leave them behind. So there we go, they're on the ship, and we shall... Best place to dump them? Possibly over here. So they still have a full army, and it'll be interesting to see what happens going into that battle. It might be, like, it's probably going to end up being like a really 50-50 battle, if that. I really think we're going to struggle, to be quite honest, but we'll see what happens with that. I mean, I'm hoping that we win it, but I'm not holding out too much hope. Right, what we'll do is, rather than bringing all of our men back from Tripoli to go and take Algeria back, we shall just build even more men in Morocco and send them direct from Morocco to Algeria, because it's going to take 2 turns to get there. If we send them back this direction, it's going to take forever. So we already have some men that we're going to send back into Tunisia. There are rebels popped up already in Tunisia, so we'll just make sure that we can recruit a few more men here. What I might do is I might go and attack these guys. Said I would do that. Kind of getting on my tits, so we'll 50. Right, screw it. Very close. Very, very close. I think our saving grace was the amount of men we had. We had over 500 more than them. But that was a very close battle, and we've lost quite a lot of men, so we'll have to replenish all of them. We have no money left, so we're not going to replenish too much, but still showing us having a full army, because we do have quite a lot of units, but the units are all pretty well... I mean, some of them have got quite a lot of men, but a lot of them are kind of lacking, so we will have to replenish a lot of those units. But thankfully these guys have even less men, and this is like absolutely nothing to worry about. 180 men just making their way down. So yeah, I think that's probably worked out for the best. Actually, what I'll do is let's end turn, and then we'll take Detroit hopefully next turn, and that should probably end the video, providing nobody attacks us in this turn, which is a possibility. Didn't really think of that. Of course they have. Why wouldn't they? For goodness sake. Right, so France has decided to declare war on us again. I mean, I was probably going to declare war on them again at some point, but they built up so many men down in Turin that I just, like, didn't really want to. They have a hell of a lot of allies, most of which we're already at war with. The Pueblo Nations, Ottoman Empire, Quebec. I don't think we're at war with Bavaria. We're not at war with the United States. And we're not at war with the Knights of St. John. So, I mean, they're just an island off the bottom of Italy, so I don't think they're too big an issue. I mean, they have quite a big navy, though. It'll be interesting to see what the United States do. They tend to be quite friendly with us, but I think they did join France the last time they went to war with us. So, we do have Austria and Russia, though. So, I mean, Austria are already at war with France, and Russia, I'm not really sure what Russia would do, given that they're halfway around the world. Well, I say halfway around the world. They've got Austria in between France and them, so I'm not really sure they're going to do very much. But we'll just see what happens with this. Right, so so nobody joined France. I mean, most of them were already at war with us, so they didn't really... Yeah, Bavaria is at war with us, so they didn't really need any of them to join, but interesting that none of them actively went, yeah, we'll join you in that war. Both of Austria and Russia joined us, though, so France, not really sure. I mean, how is that even, like, legit? Surely they have one place left in Europe, actually 2 places left in Europe, and a few places in the Caribbean or South America. Why Why are they still considered terrifying and spectacular? How is that even possible? Anyway, right, whatever. They obviously have a lot of money because they've been building up stupid amounts of armies in Turin. They've blocked off Waterford. Of course they went and blocked Waterford off. Wonderful. And now they're making their way towards Milan with their, like, 17 bloody armies that they've built up over the last, like, however long it was, like 10 years, I think, probably. And they've come out and oh my, see what I mean? See what I mean? It's like 50-50. It's not even, it's like on their side. I'm not dealing with that right now. We shall attack them when I deal with it, right? I'm not letting them just dictate what goes on around here. He's back again. 321 men this time. And he's now only got 70. Is that enough to actually end him? No, he's still there. He's still there. He's still wandering around. He'll be back with his 70 men in the future. We'll just intercept them. Kill pretty much everyone. Actually, no, there's still 200 of them left. Oh yeah, here we go. I mean, there was only 300 of us. Like, 350 of us. There was over 1,200 of them. Right, well, we've lost Tunisia as well. We've got more rebels coming for Hyderabad. We'll just auto-resolve that. We did win that one, thankfully. We've only got 343 men left now, though. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, you fuck off, honestly. Done with these rebels. So many. Every single territory has a bloody bunch of rebels in them these days. That's what I was saying last week. We really need to just slow down and just fix all of our public order, because this is just absolute disaster. Every single week it's just bloody rebellion after rebellion, and we have absolutely nowhere to go and no men to deal with it because we're trying to fight too many wars on too many fronts. We shall take over Detroit because there's absolutely bugger all in it. Take that. How did we lose 306 men when they've got 225, not even like army men, just trained like populace with a gun, or untrained populace with a gun, and they killed 306 of us. Right. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We have taken Detroit from Quebec. Fort Salut Sainte Marie is looking pretty takeable, but I don't really want to waste the time, to be honest. I just want to get up here and take Montreal and Quebec. I mean, I'll probably regret it if I don't take this, because they'll probably just come down here and take Detroit back, but I think if we try and take Montreal and Quebec, that would pretty much end the Quebecois, because there's no coming back from that. If you lose Quebec and Montreal, you've got like Fort Nashwack's probably your best bet to actually build people, and it's probably even then not going to be good enough to get any decent sort of units. So yeah, I think if we could try and take Montreal and Quebec, that's pretty much going to end them. But anyway, that's probably going to sum it up for this week, wrap it up. I've been saying that the last two turns. We're going to try and take these places back. At least it's only rebels, but even then it's still just an annoyance that we have to try and take it back in the first place. So we'll make our way back along here from Morocco. We have a pretty decent army so far, but what's happened in India has just cost us quite a bit of money, so we don't really have any more money to recruit anyone here, which we really kind of need to do. But we'll just keep ploughing on this French bloody war that's just kicked off again. I don't know. I just don't know what to do with them. Right. I didn't really want to have to do that, but I feel like it was necessary. The last few weeks we have been just spending so much money fighting wars in so many different locations that it really cost us quite a bit in the last few weeks. Just with rebellions alone, it's been costing us. So I've managed to get ourselves a peace treaty with the Ottomans for the time being, so we don't have to worry about them. I mean, they weren't too much of a worry, but they were causing us issues when it came to our trade because they were blockading trade routes and stuff like that. So it kind of gives us the time to just rebuild Istanbul, Ankara, and not have to worry about the Ottomans coming. The only thing we have to worry about is rebels, which I think at this stage public order is not too bad. I mean, it's still pretty awful. Even they're being exempt from tax and they're still absolutely raging. So yeah, we're going to have to kind of just settle down, hopefully in a few turns, fix Ankara and Istanbul and stop them from rebelling constantly. But we also managed to get a peace treaty with the Marathas. So we don't have to worry about them attacking us in Hyderabad anymore. It's just these rebels that are really the issue. So as long as we can deal with these guys, then we're pretty well solid in India for the time being. I will expect these guys to attack us again at some stage, but they seemed pretty happy to take the peace agreement. They didn't want anything in return. They were just willing to take it. So I think they were probably quite happy to just not be at war anymore with us either. Given the amount of land they've lost since the war started, they're probably quite happy to be still having part of it. But yeah, I think, like I say, I didn't really want to do that, but I think France declaring war on us again is kind of forced our hand just to deal with the French. Once we get rid of these guys, then we can really focus on other stuff. It's just fighting the Marathas, the Ottomans, and the French, and the Quebecois, all at the same time. It's too much. Just far too much. So we'll focus on getting rid of France. Our current enemy list is the Mamelukes. No idea where they are. I think that's in America somewhere. France, Pueblo nations, Persia, Quebec, and Bavaria. So really, it's Quebec, Bavaria, and France that are our issue. So if we can get rid of France, Quebec, and Bavaria, I don't really think Bavaria too big a deal. And take over Munich. I'm kind of surprised they still exist, to be honest. I would have thought the Austrians or somebody would have taken them over by now, but they're still there. Still got Munich, so we might have to try and take them at some stage. But France is our biggest issue right now, and just the amount of armies that they currently have situated here is just outrageous. So if we can deal with Turin, if we can take Turin and Bastia, we shall also, in America, what I might actually do is completely forget about these guys for the time being. And I shall bring this fleet back down here. I shall get my men back on the ship. We shall just leave Texas because fucking Texas. Anyway, we shall leave them and we shall just head over here and try and take as much of the French territory in sort of the Caribbean, South America sort of area down here, Guyana, Windward and Curacao. Yeah, Curacao. We shall take those, hopefully, and with our pretty much full army that we have on this fleet. And then we can look at taking these guys back at some stage in the future, but it's probably going to take like 2 full-sized armies to deal with them, just because they're so... I just don't get it. Like, how a bunch of men with bloody bow and arrows is better than guys with muskets. Anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap everything up for this week. So if you've enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you're new around here. And yeah, I'll catch you guys possibly next week. I'm moving, so I'm not sure if I'll have time or if how well everything will go. If I have the setup back up and running again in time for next week, I'm hoping that I will. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens next week. So if there's no video next week, then you'll know why. But I'm fingers crossed that I will be able to have something up for next week. So yeah, if there is a video next week, then I'll catch you then. If not, it'll be a couple of weeks probably. And yeah, until then, cheerio.